I invested $100,000 into building a 25,000 capacity chicken farm in the Philippines. Today, we'll be flying to Weifang, China to meet with the manufacturer that's supplying all the equipment for this farm to see how it's made, where it's stored, and watch my exact order get packed up and shipped off. We'll also stop by a few very local poultry farms along the way. This isn't your typical tourist destination. This is a behind-the-scenes look at the poultry industry through the lens of a small rural province in China. Let's get to it.
中国制造真的靠谱吗？便宜会不会就意味着质量差？一个辞掉多伦多银行工作跑到菲律宾养鸡的外国博主，带着这个怀疑专程飞到中国潍坊，盯着一批几万美元的设备装箱。他最怕的不是设备贵，而是出了问题之后厂家推卸责任，最后让他自己承担损失。结果装货当天，问题真的来了。厂家准备的湿帘只有12米，它的鸡舍却需要15米，整整少了3米。船期已经确定，这批货要么延期，要么运到菲律宾也无法安装。可中国工厂的反应，让他当场改了看法，没有扯皮，没有让他等通知。现场加长3米，多花400美元，当天修改，当天继续发货。他这才发现，中国制造真正让人意外的不只是价格，而是问题刚出现，解决方案已经开始执行。更大的反差还在后面。潍坊郊区看起来只是普通乡村，可鸡舍大门一打开，里面却养着75000只蛋鸡，送料、饮水、通风、温控全部自动运转，一个月生产超过200万枚鸡蛋。外面平平无奇，里面却是一套成熟的工业化生产系统。它原本是来验证中国制造到底靠不靠谱，最后却发现自己低估的根本不是几台设备，而是中国普通工厂和乡村背后的效率与产能。接下来，让我们跟随他的镜头，看看他对中国制造的质疑是怎样被现实一步步击碎的。
We're in Manila at the airport. We just got through security. It is like 3 a.m. right now. So I'm heading to the gate. Flight leaves in like 3 hours. Hong Kong, then to China. Let's get to it. We're in row 71, so if I'm not mistaken, I don't think I got the first class seat. I think I actually have a connecting flight just to get back to my seats here in this plane.
6.5 hours later.
This is one barangay to the next to get back to our seat. We got a couple-hour layover and then another couple-hour flight. Quality airport here. So spacious. Like so much empty space. You can just actually sit and chill, which is nice. All right, we are doubling down on healthy food here. We got Shake Shack fries and fried chicken at 3 a.m. and we're following that up with Burger King. We are primed and ready to stress test the integrity of these Chinese bathrooms. Got a little too casual there. Final call for our flight and the absolute last people boarding here. So taking it too much time eating that crispy chicken sandwich, but we're here. We're in. See you in China. We're in Qingdao, baby. Couple-hour trip to where we're actually headed. Supplier we're going to see is here to pick us up and take us to our hotel, I think, which they also booked, which is nice. So they're on the ball here. They know how to do good customer service business here in China. Right, the hotel here.
Yeah.
Right. We found our room. Let's check it out. See what it's all about inside. Here we are. Good view. Holy apartment complexes. Look at that. That is dense living. Let's finish a quick tour. We have closet, bathrobes. May use those later. Umbrella. The bathroom here. Toilet. shower. So nice room, actually. There's just something about hotel rooms when you get in. It just is a comfy, cozy vibe here. So it's interesting. This is what it's all about here. Combining work with some travel. You get the best of both worlds. It's really interesting. Even if it's not out here just to leisure, you still get to tour around and see the area a bit. And, you know, it's exciting. So I'm happy to be here. We'll see what we get into. So we just had lunch or dinner with Grace, some pigeon, some chicken, a few other things that I don't really know, but it was all good stuff. Authentic Chinese food here in the suburb of Weifang. If you listen right now, other than this background music, it's super quiet out here. And there's not many people around, honestly. This is like probably one of the busier intersections here. And look at the apartment building. Looks empty up there, but there's like a million restaurants around here. It's pretty cool. Like we are in the local spot here. We have a visitor. Hello. I don't know. So we have a local coming out over here. How do I say hello? Ni hao. Ni hao. Ni hao. Oh, ni hao. There you go. We're starting to integrate into the community here. But that's it. We'll catch you tomorrow when we go to the factory and see what else we can get into. So there you go. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's Wednesday morning, 9 o'clock. Miss Grace is downstairs. We're about to head to the factory. She's driving us there, and we'll go check out what it's all about, where this equipment gets made, manufactured here in China, Weifang, China. We're in the suburbs, baby. This isn't the big city. This is the suburbs here in China. So we are, you know, integrating into the community here. Really good breakfast downstairs too, actually. But anyways, let's go. You know what's crazy here? That you can actually smoke inside, like a lot of places here. Like in the room, there's ashtrays right here. In the restaurant we were at last night, people just smoke inside. So that's pretty cool. Or different, I guess. I don't know if it's cool, but something that you don't see back home or in the Philippines either. There you go. So we're opting not to take the Maybach today. Just by choice. On a more of a humble trip up to the factory. Okay, we've arrived. This is actually the container where our stuff will be going, packaged today and being shipped off today as well. So we came at the right time. So we'll head inside. So I think this is just like a warehouse storage facility, but we'll go check out what's going on here. Oh, there's the cooling pads over there. I spy something I recognize. The dosatron medical system there. That's what sucks up the medications and puts it into the water line. Behind me is our equipment, our exact equipment that's getting shipped out here today. We'll do a quick little tour of the main items here, starting with control panel. We'll crack it open here to show you what it looks like. Wow. Be able to control all the fans, the cooling pads, the feed lines. We have 2 variable speed fans controlled here, automatic or manual, and then we have the other fans there. And you can group these so they are put on the same kind of schedule. 5 groups you can put them on. There it is. Temptron, show you the temperature. That's where you can set all of your automatic settings, things that you can put in place and forget about. These go inside of the feed lines. This goes in the main auger line. And these ones here go inside the individual feeding lines. So the feed dumps in. This is what actually rips it down the line and allows it to spread along to all the pans. So it's kind of cool. I've never really seen, like, I didn't really know how the feed even gets spread out, but there we go. That's how it's done. Come over here. We have the feed pans here, bunch of boxes of them. And here we have the fans themselves. This is the 50-inch cone fan, has 1 speed, and we got 2 of these ones, which are way, way, way more expensive. And those are variable speed ones, so you can put them on different settings, higher or lower power, which is good. But this is where the feed drops into each individual line from the main auger. Glass wool here. This is insulation for the ceiling, stop from heat leaking in, especially when it's in the summer. You have the sun hitting the roof, really hot air builds in between the roof and the ceiling of the farm, and you don't want that leaking in. And then we have the water lines over here, right here. Water lines, selection of feed pans there. I believe this is the one we got with the ridge to go through so it doesn't sway back and forth. But they have a bunch of types. Tough to say what's better, what's worse, you know what I mean? As long as it doesn't spill, and the chicks can get at it. I don't think it's really a huge deal. And the heaters, space heaters. So it's like a big generator looking machine straight ahead there. So rather than having these spot heaters that blast heat down in one area, it essentially just heats the air more uniformly. We'll come over here. This is the cooling pads. You see, like cooling pads, it's literally pretty much just like cardboard. And then you can have water drip down on it, and then there's like an evaporative cooling effect. I thought there was more to a cooling pad I've seen, but a little damage there, so it better not be ours. But we're just wandering around now. Damn, there's so many of them. Like, this is just the warehouse where they keep everything before they ship it off. But we're gonna stop by the factory and see how things are actually assembled, which should be cool. Get a first-hand view of that Chinese manufacturing. This looks like a motor to the feed auger there. But they actually give you some replacement parts. So we get an extra motor for the feed line, I think, and for the fans. We're getting a couple spares here of this thing because it's plastic. And you can foresee people not really giving a shit about being gentle with this and having it break. And most other things we can order as we need, but there it is. This is the stuff that's getting shipped out today in that container right out there. And if you look back here, it is literally apartment building city out here. Can you see that out the window? Like, it's crazy. Like, there's so many people here, but it feels so quiet driving around this little area. Like, seems like there's nobody around, but there are some of the densest apartment complexes I've ever seen. They're wrapping up the control panel here. We're getting it live in the flesh. So I'm on standby. If they need an extra pair of hands, I'll be ready to jump in there. Start putting in some work here in China, some factory work. We're having an issue with their cooling pads here. Apparently they're only 12 meters long, and our building quote says that they should be 15 meters long. We don't want them to be too small because then the airspeed will be too high coming into the farm and it just won't be good. So we're gonna go see if we can resolve this right now. I'm just checking the quote. It did say 12 meters, so that's just a bad oversight by me. I'm looking at the plans from the engineer. They say 15 meters. So, you know, we're fucking figuring things out as we go. But we're heading up to the office to discuss cooling pads. And if we see these panel doors, we may want to try too. So we're kind of flipping shit around here on them really late in the game, but we'll see if Grace can hold the ship together and there's no major issues here. So yeah, but the biggest thing is just expanding the size of our cooling pads because, as you know, that's been a big issue at the old farm, and we don't want to carry that same issue over to the build of a fresh new one. That'd be really disappointing. So this is important to get resolved, and I feel lucky that this came up today. As we make our way to the office, they have some equipment set up. 3 fans. This is the one we're getting. This one's fiberglass, more expensive. And then you see the cooling pads. I didn't know, but they put different kinds of paint on it and it can make it more durable. So apparently this green paint is a lot more expensive, but you can like really power wash it down to clean it. Whereas this is just raw, nothing on it, a lot more fragile. We went halfway. We got a little more protection, but we're not going overboard here. This is the most unorganized tour ever, but we're scrambling a little bit. So come in here, water lines. See, that's how big our Manuk get after 14 days in this new farm. I guarantee it. That's a 2 kg, 14 days. Mark my words. This is Kuya Rodwell's Manuk. That's it. It's a big feed auger. We obviously don't have one of these, but there you can just load it up and you don't have to replace it. Here's the variable speed fan. Looks a lot more slick. Here's cage type multi-tier. So you have birds in all these cages. This conveyor belt rolls daily, and that's how it gets rid of the shit. But you can hold like almost 100% more birds in a house with that type, but you need to make sure it's done well. And they got the automatic harvesting too, where the birds conveyor belt drop down, come here, and then you just take them here, put them in the truck. So it's pretty slick, but you need to make sure you're getting good equipment with this stuff because there's a lot of moving mechanical parts that can break. So you need to be more diligent about who you're getting to supply stuff like that because you can really run up your costs with maintenance if it's not durable. Some interesting pans in here. I don't know what's better, but like look how small this thing is. I don't know. All the control panels, this would be a little touchscreen action that is probably tough to train on. And the classic Temptron. Cooling pad sample. Really light. Manual tray. Dump the feed in the top. They peck at it here. And then it falls through. So I'll put some food in here after and give you a real live demo of how they eat from it. Just joking. Oh, sorry. It's just counting $400. We got our cooling pads increased. The curtain also had to get increased in length. 400 US max is the price difference. So it's not egregious, all things considered, and pretty immaterial when compared to the whole cost of the project. So we got cash on hand. Miss Grace is helping us out big time here. So thank you, Miss Grace. Thank you. 谢谢, Miss Grace. So this is a new type of feeding pan. You see it's like more oval shape than round. So when I get 2 samples here, we'll throw them on the line and see what it's all about. So it should accommodate more chickens. I'd be lying to you if I listed off a bunch of benefits I knew that they had, because I don't. But we're just going to try it out and we'll give you the honest review of how they are. They just, I think only gave 1 client these so far, so I feel very special. Experimental goods here. This is going to transform our bandsaw. So this should take us to the next level. We got no excuses now. We got experimental pans, we got new pans, we got our cooling pads sizing optimized. So any bandsaw is just a absolute disappointment in management. So here you go. I might eat out one of these tonight just to test it out. So it's kind of just started to get unloaded. Looks like they have a few feed pans in there. Still a long ways to go. This is being made. And we just saw the owner, which is pretty cool. I'm always like, have a great respect for people you meet that have started companies like this, because, it's quite capital intensive. There's a lot of moving parts. They have a manufacturing facility where they manufacture, I think she said, just the feeding and drinking lines, which is pretty cool. But that's how a lot of these companies are. A lot of companies in the Philippines too, people that I've met, kind of the same thing. You source most products and then you start bringing in-house what makes economical sense with the capabilities that your company has, and then you slowly expand over time to bring in more products that are going to help you reduce costs and make you more competitive. You don't usually just start off manufacturing every single thing you sell. You need to lean on suppliers too to help you out in that way. Yeah, so we'll go check that out tomorrow, I believe, and see how things are actually getting manufactured. But we'll go check out what the truck looks like here. Down at the end, they're bringing in the cooling pad right now. But the cooling pad, it's not a huge deal to get extended because it just comes in pieces, like you see over there. So you essentially just tack on a couple more pieces to make it longer. Like we want each side to be 3 meters longer, which actually isn't really a big deal. The bigger deal, actually, which is still simple, is getting a new tarp cut. Because right now we got one cut to 12 meters and I just patch on an extension because the integrity of it's probably going to be a little bit weaker. I'd want to essentially get a new one recut. So where the factory is, really clean and relatively quiet. Like look at all the condo buildings, but it's still it's quiet out here. I find it's cool going to places where you're not in like the tourist areas. Like obviously there's still a lot of stuff in China where you'd want to go see touristy stuff. Would like to go do that on another visit, but it's cool being out in places like this because like everything is just so local. Like, the food you're getting is the food that locals are eating. Nothing's like done up crazy for tourists and stuff. Shout out to Miss Grace helping us out here because I have been an absolutely brutal client, to be honest. Changing the quote a million times before I got here, and then we get here and I'm still changing things up. So the last box of cooling pads in the final piece. Throw some manual trays in there as well, and then all is good. So it's a success here. You know how it goes. We have things come up. We don't know what we're doing. We're scrambling. We're making mistakes, but this seems to be good and resolved, which I'm happy about. So how it would work is we'd have to get a second container and put in, whatever was left over, but you get charged for the full container, even if it's like barely full. So that would have been unfortunate, but it's all going in. And this is where the real magic happens. What are you even doing here? Like and subscribe. We're now headed to the model farm and we'll see what it's all about. Didn't ask how big it is, what the deal is, but we'll find out when we get there. So it'll be a surprise for both of us, you and me. We're here at the farm. Doesn't look so different from a barangay in the Philippines, actually. So there's some greenhouses here, I think. So we're in these local China streets here. Hey, it's layer farm here. It's been here for more than 10 years. 14 years. Wow. The equipment's been lasting. These look fresh. I don't really know anything about layer farms. So the eggs will come down into here, into this tray. That's a shit ton of feed. I guess I'll fill it up into here, but it's dusty. But I guess this place has been here for like 15 years. So yeah, I thought we were going to a broiler farm, but I guess it's super strict on having visitors. So we'll see if we can go to one tomorrow. It's pretty dirty in there. And no lights on. I'm no layer expert, but I don't know if that's really the best environment for them, but who am I to judge? Okay, we're here at farm number 2. Again, not a broiler farm, but we're still checking things out. We got some eggs in there. It's a more lively scene here. I'm not going to go try to make friends with him. I don't know if I've ever seen a dog that big. Cracked eggs here. And some fresh ones here. I don't want to touch them just because I don't know if I can. But look at the... Like we are out here in places less traveled. We're here outside. Let's take a look. I've never been inside of a layer farm with hens in it. Oh, we have an escape Minook. See some of that at our farm. They're big. Boy, this is huge. Look down here. See how far you can look down. That's pretty crazy. We don't grow them this big at our farm. We have sentient Minook out here. These things are big. 25,000 of them. I don't know how many eggs they'd lay per day, but somebody comment below how many eggs a hen would lay per day, and we'd have an idea of how many would be produced in a building like this per day. It's pretty crazy. But they leave it pretty dusty here. Like, look at the ceiling. Not the top end cleaning protocol out here, but... Oh, that's a fake egg. Is it? Or is it one without a shell? Maybe I shouldn't touch it. It's like squishy. Hey, Minook. That is a big Minook. And we are in a pretty bizarre place. They have ostriches outside. Like, come on, let's go see some more. Hey, so there's actually, like, this is the main feeding line there. And there's 3 buildings that it connects to, 25K each. So 75,000 layer capacity here, which is pretty cool. And 1 ostrich capacity as well, which is also pretty cool. I wonder what they do with it. What its purpose is out here. Oh, maybe eggs? Maybe ostrich eggs? I mean, this is some Filipino shit here. This is some self-engineered shit, if I've ever seen it. So, it's pretty cool. We're just talking to a worker from here, I think, but they lay in each building here about a little over 23,000 eggs per day. And across the 3 buildings, like, they're laying over 2 million eggs per month here. I don't know what they sell them for in a market like this, but it's pretty crazy. That's a lot of eggs. And like what seems like a small operation, like we're kind of tucked away here, but that's a lot of production of eggs. And I'm sure that makes a pretty decent chunk of change. Okay, so we are heading out of the farm now. Not quite sure where we're headed. Say goodbye to the ostrich. That's pretty cool to see. I've never been that close to an ostrich, but we're heading out here to see what we get into. This could be the end of the day, but we'll see. I am back at the hotel now. That is a day. That was a long day. Our equipment's packed up. We saw, unexpectedly, a couple layer farms and an ostrich. Be calling it a night, and this will probably be the end of the video.
看完这次经历，真正值得争论的问题来了：这个外国博主为什么会质疑中国制造？是因为中国设备真的不可靠，还是因为很多人对中国的认识仍然停留在价格便宜、质量可疑的旧印象里？设备少了3米，工厂当天解决，外表普通的乡村，里面却运转着自动化养殖系统。真正让他改观的，不是别人告诉他中国制造有多强，而是他亲眼看到出了问题之后，中国工厂到底怎么处理。那么你认为真正让他服气的是中国工厂解决问题的速度，还是普通乡村隐藏的工业化能力？欢迎在评论区说出你的看法，记得点赞并订阅频道，因为很多人对中国的判断可能不是看得太多，而是从来没有真正走进去看过。